Yo, so the scenes you're about to view may not match the title of the video, but be patient, relax yourself, it's gonna make sense soon. So I've got a kitchen sink here, and underneath the kitchen sink there's a cupboard with all my cleaning products in it. And I noticed every now and then there was water underneath the kitchen sink. So I'm thinking, it must be the waste pipe leaking. I checked the waste pipe a few different times and I couldn't find out where this leak was coming from. It weren't actually coming from the waste pipe. There's some corroded pipes that led up to the kitchen tap, and that's where the leak was coming from. And I realised I'm gonna have to change the whole kitchen tap, but I didn't want to pay no plumber, so I decided to attempt to do it myself. Here's my attempt. JY is the plumber. Right inside. Before I put the new tap on, I'm just going to clean out the hole, yeah? Or at least around the hole. Domestos. So after many hours, not too long, maybe I think an hour, obviously my first time as well. It works. Only thing is, it's a bit loose. It's a bit loose at the moment. I need to get a special tool. There's like a socket to tighten that brass nut. The flexi pipes are too short, so the only way it was going to work is if I put them in the wrong side. So basically the hot is the cold and the cold is the hot up above coming out of the tap. So for example, if you turn it to the left, you're supposed to get cold water, or if you turn it to the left, you get hot water. So the pipes are too short, so I'm probably going to go out and get some longer pipes, but this is temporary until I get them tomorrow. So as you can see, I done my thing, you done know. The next day I had to go out and get some longer pipes. Couldn't find any longer pipes, but what the guy in B&Q suggested was that I just extend them. So here's the extension I done. So as you can see, I had to extend the pipes. Usually, this pipe connects straight onto that valve there, but they weren't long enough. So I had the hot pipe connected to the cold valve and the cold pipe connected to the hot valve. So then I definitely need to extend them so it was done properly. And here's the proof. All works properly. As you saw in the last video, it was wobbly and it moved. And now it does not move. I feel like a real man that I was able to change the kitchen tap in my own house instead of having to call a next plumber. I weren't about to pay no plumber to come with his little spanners, little ratchet set to undo some pipes and fit a kitchen tap, because it would have cost me about £30–40 for the kitchen tap plus £60 for him to do the work. I'm not spending £100 when I can do the job myself and just pay for the material and the tools, which I get to keep. So I just went on YouTube, found a couple videos. That's how you do it, boom, bam, boom. Went down to B&Q, bought the kitchen tap and just installed it myself. Now some people will think, that's being cheap when you call professional. At the end of the day, right, this is DIY stuff. This isn't difficult stuff. Plus, I can take precautions by isolating the water supply. So therefore, I ain't gonna get no leaks or nothing like that. I ain't gonna have like mains water gushing out. So I thought, you know what? I'll attempt it myself. If I fail, then I can always call a plumber. Now there's some instances where you either do it yourself, so you know you're gonna do it properly, or you call a professional and pay a professional's rate rather than calling someone cheap to do the job. Here's the story of Romeo, the painter and decorator. In May last year, 2019, I decided, you know what? I want this whole house to myself. 3 bedrooms for me. I don't want to coexist with anyone. I got OCD. I like my own space. So I served my tenant his notice and he left by July 2019. The following month, I got fired from work. That same week I got fired from work, my girlfriend came over to my house to spend the weekend. So we spent the weekend together and I decided, you know what? Since I'm off work now, I'm not planning to go back to work for another 2–3 weeks. I'm going to spend this time refurbishing at least one of the bedrooms so I can have it for myself. So about a week and a half into my relaxation period, I got a new job. An agent called me up and said, yeah, we need someone to start ASAP, like tomorrow. Are you available? And I knew I was, but I didn't really want to go back into work. I thought, you know what? I'm just going to mess around there for 2–3 weeks. Make a few grand, plus in between that time, use the weekends to come up to Northampton and refurbish this room. I'll make a few grand up there and then I'll just leave the workplace. This is a filling knife. You can use it to scrape wallpaper off the walls. Now, on my last day in Northampton, before I set off for London to start this new job, I decided, you know what? Let me make a start by stripping the wallpaper off the wall. Now, stripping wallpaper off the wall is quite a challenging job. It is time consuming, but if you've got enough time, you can get through it. The problem I had was, instead of there being a plasterboard wall and someone plastering over the plasterboard wall and then applying wallpaper, they applied the wallpaper straight to the plasterboard wall without plastering the wall. So when Jay Wise came along with his scraper, started scraping the wallpaper off the wall, I started digging out the plasterboard wall. Now I'm thinking to myself, before any paint can be applied to this wall, it needs to be replastered. I don't know how to plaster. So I just left it, went back to London. It's not exactly a top priority at the moment. I'm not exactly homeless. I've still got my mum's house that I can live at. So I just left it. Started this workplace thinking, yeah, you know, I'll do it on the weekend. Well, the weekend never came. I worked every single day. This was going on for months. So this is going on for months. Months, I tell you. Not one day off, you know, apart from to do one exam. Working every single day. It's November. Christmas is fast approaching. My girlfriend hits me up. Jay, can we spend Christmas at your house? I'm thinking, damn, that room is not habitable. No carpet, no bed, no paint on the wall, you know, nothing. All right, cool. I'm going to need to contact some painter and decorators in that area, go out there, and now going to have to pay them to do the job. So I'm shopping around for quotations. Everyone's telling me pretty much the same price. I messaged my girlfriend and said, yeah, it's going to cost this much. Not saying that she has to pay, but I'm just, telling her how much it's going to cost. And she said, well, look, that sounds like it's quite expensive. I know a lot of Polish people do work for quite cheap. Now, she's a Polish speaker. So she said, look, let me contact some of the Polish people in Northampton who are painter and decorators, and I'll see if I can get you a good deal. Most of the people I spoke to were either too busy or too expensive. But I spoke to this one guy called David, and over the phone, he gave me a great price. So we spoke a few times during one particular week. And at the end of the week, we arranged to meet up in Northampton. Now he knows I was based in London and I'll be traveling to Northampton solely to meet him. On this particular Sunday, he messaged me at 1 p.m. Are we still on for tonight at 8 p.m? I said, yes, we are. Now I got there about 7:30. You know, the man messaged me at 7:55. Sorry, unfortunately, something has come up. You are going to have to find another painter and decorator to carry out the works for you. This fool, man, he wasted my flipping time. So I had to just go back to London and leave it. I couldn't even relax up there for 3-4 hours. I had to literally just get back in my car and leave, because I had work the next day. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I was working there every single day. Throughout the next week, I was just contacting lots of different people, including a gas safety engineer. Now, the reason why I need a gas safety engineer is because boilers, sometimes they leak carbon monoxide, which is a colourless, scentless gas, and it can kill you in your sleep. Now, there's no way I'm going to bring up my girlfriend and risk that the house isn't safe to live in. So I decided that I needed to contact a gas safety engineer to meet me up there, including some painter and decorators as well. So how dumb was I to put all my eggs in one basket with this one painter and decorator? So this following Sunday that came up, I arranged to meet a gas safety engineer. My girlfriend hooked me up with some Polish guy that she'd been speaking to, and I arranged for my own painter and decorator to come up there that I spoke to. So I had the 3 man them lined up. I had the gas safety engineer and the Polish painter to come at 8 o'clock. I told my painter and decorator that I organised for myself to come at 9, because I'm having someone come at 8 o'clock. And depending on their price, determines whether or not I'm going to call you. He said to me, don't worry about the Polish painter. I will give you the price on the spot, over the phone. I don't need to see the works that need to be done. I told him no. Then he started to get a bit funny, saying that he doesn't know if he'll be able to make it at 9 o'clock. I said to him, look, I'm going to have the Polish painter come at 8 o'clock. If I don't like the price, then I'll call you. So it's Sunday and the gas engineers turned up, 8 o'clock sharp. It was the first of the man them to come true. The gas boiler is in this cupboard over here, yeah? Remember, there's a rat problem in this yard, Not a severe rat problem, but there's rats running underneath all the floors and that. So he goes over to the cupboard, he opens up the door, and he starts taking off the gas boiler cover. Our man took a step back like this, yeah? He's taking off this cover, and inside was nothing. He thought there was going to be a rat. I thought there was going to be a rat in there. Whew. So whilst the gas engineer is servicing the boiler and doing his thing, the Polish painter turns up about 10 minutes after. So we've gone upstairs now, and he's looking at the room, looking at the work that needs to be done. And he gives me a price, and I'm like, nah, that's arms house type of money. Yeah? £800 to do a whole room, just to strip the wallpaper, plaster it and paint it. That's not an £800 job, with or without material. So I said to him, look, I'm not going to be giving you the job for that price. I've got someone who's going to come in an hour, they're going to look at it, and the price that they've already offered me over the phone is much less than you. Obviously, they haven't seen it, but I don't think it's going to go up by that much once they come to see it. He said, all right then, cool. I'll lower it to 700 if the other person doesn't want to do it. So he went about his business. So as soon as the Polish painter and decorator left, I jumped straight on the phone to my painter and decorator. Nah, that guy wants to start acting up. Oh, my friend, it's late at night. I don't know if I'll be able to make it. I said, listen, man, you live 10 minutes away. Just come along. I had to basically just convince him. He said, all right, I'm not going to come. I'll send my brother to come and have a look for you. Okay, cool. So he sent his brother to come down. So about half an hour later, the painter and decorator's brother turns up. This is the Romeo guy. Romeo turns up now. Now, anytime anyone new comes to this house, the postcode always takes them around the back. It happened to me. When I was viewing this property, he took me around the back and I got lost. So he's called me up. Oh, my friend, I don't know where your house is. So I said to him the same thing as everyone else. You have to come to the top of the road and I'll meet you at the top of the road. He said, okay, let me just park my car up and I'll walk up. Okay, cool. So I've gone outside. I'm standing out there for 5 minutes. I see 2 people walking in the distance. I think to myself, why is there a man walking around in his dressing gown? Lo and behold, it was the Romeo guy. Now, he weren't wearing a dressing gown, but he was wearing a long jacket that from far, it looks like he was in his dressing gown. But he was wearing his indoor slippers out on the road. So he's come in the house now, and the gas engineer is just about to finish up. So I've gone upstairs with this Romeo guy and his friend. We're in the room now, looking at the works that need to be done. And he's being all loud and just acting like a fool. But it's cool. I know why. The man was drunk. He'd been drinking. I could smell it all on him. But I don't really blame him. His brother kind of called him on the lastminute.com. There's a job down there. Go and have a look. So anyway, he gave me a really good price. He said he would do the whole job. You know, strip the walls, plaster the wall, paint the walls, paint the door, paint the skirting boards. Yeah, all for £400. Then we started talking about laying some carpet. And he said, look, I'll do the whole thing. So strip the walls, plaster the wall, paint the walls, paint the wood, and lay the carpet for £500. Yeah. Obviously, you're going to have to buy the carpet separate, but I'll do all the works for £500. So I said, yeah, cool. So the gas engineer's done what he needed to do. The gas boiler is now safe to use. You know, there's no chance of us getting any carbon monoxide poisoning during the night. So I've paid him his money and he's kept it moving. Romeo, just before he left and I gave him the key, we agreed that we're going to paint all the walls white and lay beige carpet down on the floor once he gets a chance to go down to the carpet shop and pick the carpet. So he said he'll probably be able to finish the works by Friday. And I'll meet him up there on Sunday to pay him once I've seen the job. Obviously, he's going to send me pictures during that time of the progress of the job. But I can only get down there on Sunday because I'm so busy with work. So I've given him the keys and I've left for London. So the next morning, Monday morning, 7 a.m. I'm on the train going to work. I receive a call from him at 7 a.m. Oh, boss, I can't get into the house. Oh, I don't want no problems like this on Monday morning, man. I just want the guy to go in the house and start the work. What happened was, I got multiple sets of keys for the house. And my tenants complained about one particular key being a dodgy key. You can't get in and out of the house easily with this key. It so happens to be the key that I gave him, so it's my fault, it's not even his fault. I think to myself, you know, if he can't get in the house, then that's an extra day delayed. I'm going to have to go up there after work tonight, give him the key and then drive all the way back. I just said to him, look, man, you're going to have to find a way to get in this house without causing any damage. So what he done was he just pulled the door back and forth whilst turning the key and he was able to get in the house. So problem solved. The guy's in the house now. He's able to start work. A couple of days have gone by and during this time, he's sending me daily pictures of the progress of work. So he's sending me pictures of him sanding down the walls, plastering the walls and painting the walls. So it's Wednesday evening now and he sends me a text saying that I'm going to be going down to the carpet shop tomorrow to look at this carpet for you. So the next morning he goes down to the carpet shop. Now in my mind, I know the carpet's going to cost about 180, 200 pounds. I still owe him 500 pounds for the work, but I'll pay him the 500 once I go up there and see that the job's done properly. So he goes to the carpet shop Thursday morning. And he calls me up and says, the carpet's going to cost £200 plus £20 for delivery. Okay, cool. So I said to him, yeah, I'll send you the money in 1 hour. So in an hour's time, I sent him £200. I know it wasn't the full 220, but I'm just thinking like, yeah, I've got £200 in my mind. I'm just going to give him £200 up front for the carpet. And then I'll pay him the rest when I see him. Like, I still owe the man £500, right? So the man has gone back to the shop and paid the £200 for the carpet. He sent me a text whilst he was in the shop. You need to send me £20 so that I can cover the cost of delivery. I'm like, yeah, cool. I'm just thinking in my head, yeah, he's just reminding me that I owe him £20, but it's not that deep. He don't need it that day. I can give it to him when I see him. No. Friday morning, he sends me a text. It was one of the most frustrating texts to ever read. You will not have your carpet delivered today because you did not pay me the £20 And now the carpet delivery company say you have to pay them £110 for delivery. When I saw that text message, I was in my office and I stepped outside to call him. I was standing in the hallway. Oh my God, I was spitting fire down this phone. Because I'm thinking to myself, all right, I didn't pay you the £20. My bad. What, you don't have £20 in your pocket to quickly bust the man in the shop? Do you know what he said? Sorry, boss, I only have £5 in my account and I have to use that money to buy lunch. The man is 40 years old. I was like, what do you mean? You're 40 years old. How can you not have 20, 50, £100 in your account to just pay the man in the shop so that he can cover the cost of delivery, and then I'll pay you the money once I see you on Sunday? Sorry, boss, I need to pay my rent and the guy has come from just pure nonsense. I was going, man, I was blasting him down the phone. I murdered him down that phone. He said to me, they're planning on delivering the carpet at 1 p.m. If you send me the £20 before then, I can go to the shop, pay them the £20, and then you won't have to pay the £110 for delivery charge. It will just be £20. So right now, I'm panicking. Yeah, I come off the phone, man's on the buttons, trying to transfer this money to his bank account. What happened? Mobile banking's not working. Man called up Santander telephone banking. They're saying that I can't do it because I ain't registered to have telephone banking. I'm just going round and round in circles. Okay, I need to get this money to this guy because I ain't gonna pay £110 when I could be paying £20. And this guy's such an idiot that he don't have £50, £60 in his account. He's a 40-year-old man without £50, £60 in his account. That's a disgrace. It's embarrassing. Luckily, I have this. Romeo, the painter and decorator, sent me a picture of the receipt onto my phone. On the receipt, they had the business number of the company selling the carpet. I called them up, explained the situation. I said to them, basically, this guy's a bit of an idiot who's laying the carpet for me. He doesn't even have £20 to pay for the delivery charge, and I forgot to pay it to him. And now my online banking is not working. Is there any way I can get the money to you before I have to pay this extra charge? She said, yeah, we can take debit card payments over the phone. Whew. Boy, £110 is not what I want to pay. Luckily, the woman was able to accept the £20 and process the delivery. Whew. I was scared, but I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to pay £110 because a man can't pay the extra £20. I had to call out Romeo and apologise to him because I was talking hella grease over the phone. I was talking like I wanted to murder him. Yeah, I was talking rough to him over the phone. And he said something about someone takes money out of his account and he has to transfer money to someone's account every month. And I said to him, are you sure you're not getting trafficked as a human? Like on a serious level? Because trust me, that happens to a lot of foreign people. They come over to this country and they are part of some human trafficking thing. So I just had to ask him, like, listen, if there's anyone trafficking you, yeah, let me know. I'll call the police for you. He said, no, it's not like that. So by the time the carpet had arrived, the room was all ready to go. The room had been stripped, plastered and painted. He then laid the carpet, took a couple photos, sent it to me and said, when you're ready, come down and you can pay me for the job. There was only one problem. I snapped the key in the front door. You cannot use the front door at the moment. We have been using the back door to enter and exit the house. This guy is nothing but trouble. So I'm just thinking to myself, not only have I got a problem with the front door being locked and you can't get in and out, them lot have been entering and exiting the house using the back door. Now when you're in the house, you can lock the back door from within the house. You cannot lock the back door from outside of the house. The back door is no good. So they've been leaving it shut but unlocked overnight. Now luckily I have no valuables in my house. So if someone did break into the house or open up the door from the back and enter the house, the worst thing that they could do is probably just walk on the carpet with dirty trainers. And I told him, don't walk on my carpet with no dirty trainers from outside. You need to take your shoes off at all times when you're working on that carpet. So I've gone up to the house on Sunday after work. I've tried the front door from outside. My key wasn't working. I was thinking hopefully I can push whatever's locked in there, stuck in there, push it through, but it wouldn't work. So I've gone around the back of the house and entered the house through the back door. Tried the front door from the inside, still no luck. Anyway, about 20 minutes later, he's turned up. So I've gone upstairs and had a look in the room where he's done the work. And to be fair, it wasn't too bad. The carpet looked nice, had that fresh, nice carpet smell. The walls were all painted properly. I was kind of impressed with the job. He's entered the house now. We've gone upstairs to look at the room. Before we've gone into the room, we've both taken off our trainers. He's gone into the room and he's had to get on his hands and knees to do a little touch-up paintwork to the skirting board. I think he missed a spot. I observed this guy's socks. His socks were so filthy and black, there was no point of him taking off his trainers. He may as well have just walked in the room with his trainers. His socks were so dirty. I was just thinking to myself, what is the flipping point? Now, our concerns were with the front door. Now, it wasn't entirely his fault as to why the key snapped off in the front door. Really and truly, I should have driven up to Northampton and given him a better key to avoid this happening. But after work, man, I'm tired. I can't bother to drive all the way up to Northampton to give him a key when he can get in and out of the house. But this is partly why the key snapped off. But you know what this guy wanted to suggest? Because I think he was thinking that I was going to charge him for breaking the key in the door. I wasn't going to charge him. Do you know what he suggested to do? This guy wanted to suggest him going to the front door from the inside and cutting the hinges off the door and removing the door and then changing the lock. I had to give it some thought before I said yes. So I was walking around the house. I'm like, why were the windows still open? Now, this house did stink because a rat died in the living room area, so the house smelled. Plus, he opened up the windows to allow the paint to dry. So I said, why are the windows still open? He said, oh yeah, I opened them up to let the paint dry. And he's like, oh, I had to put £5 on the gas meter. I think to myself, well, a week ago, there was £25 on the gas meter. The gas couldn't have gone that quick. Do you know what he did? He turned the gas on full blast, ran it on constant, but left the windows open. So the heat rose and went straight out the window. What an idiot. So I decided to go along with his crazy, insane plan to cut the hinges off the door and remove the door and replace the lock. Because I knew it would have costed me about £80, £90 to replace the lock when he was just willing to do it for free. All I had to do is pay for the actual lock, which is going to cost me about £10. So he said to me, he will be back around the next day at 5 p.m. to do the job. So we're leaving the house now and he asked me to help him remove his stuff from the house and take it to his car with him. Yeah, no problem. So we've gone out the back door. I remember the front door's still not fixed, you know. We've gone out the back door and around to the front. I'm thinking this guy's going to be driving some little crappy car. This guy, can you believe it, was driving a Jaguar XF. The car was like 3 years old. So you mean to tell me you're driving a Jaguar XF, which you don't respect? Why does he not respect this car? The guy is leaving pots of paint on the back seats of the car with no dust cover, you know. Literally put the pots of paint on the back seats of the car. So you don't respect this car and you don't have £20 to pay the people at the carpet shop. This guy is insane. You couldn't make this stuff up. So he's left now and I've jumped in my car and I'm driving on the M1 going back to London. And I think to myself, hold on a minute. This guy's doing a major job like removing the door and he wants to turn up to my house at 5 p.m. If you're doing a major job like that, things can go wrong. Shops aren't going to be open like that. This is Northampton. This ain't London. Yeah, shops shut early. You cannot be turned up to my house at 5 p.m. to do a major job like that when there's a risk of things going wrong. So I had to phone him up. I said, no, you can't go to my house at 5 p.m. tomorrow. You need to go at 10 a.m. Yeah, you cannot go there late at night. If something bad happens, my door is not going to be able to be locked overnight. You're mad. So I called him up and said, listen, you need to get there at like 10 a.m. So he said, okay, boss, I'll do that. I just thought to myself, this guy, he's just too stupid. He's just too stupid. You can't make this stuff up. Unfortunately, I left him with a spare set of keys. I just thought to myself, you know what? This guy does not listen. He acts like he's stupid. I'm not having him do a serious job like remove my front door and something goes wrong and I have to drive up to Northampton, leave work early, drive up to Northampton in a panic and pay all these hundreds of pounds for people to go and repair my door properly. I thought, you know what? I'm going to take the bullet and I'm just going to pay for locks with myself. So it was 6:19 in the morning. I sent him a text. Do not attempt to fix that door. Yeah, just post the key through the door, don't enter the house, and I'll sort out locks for myself. He was like, okay, boss. Later on, to my despair, this guy informs me, although I told him, don't enter the house, just post the keys through the front door. You don't need to enter the house because you can't go through the front door. And what's the point of going through the back door when you could just post the keys through the door? Because you can't lock the back door. What does he do? He sends me a text. Boss, I left the keys on the table. Why? Why did you have to enter the house? You should have just posted the keys through the front door and left it at that. After all of that, I just ended up calling a locksmith, and it literally took him 2 minutes to get inside of the house through the front door. So I just really didn't want that guy messing with my front door because I know there was going to be another catastrophe. This guy is just too stupid to trust him to do anything sensible. I remember I distinctively told him, do not vacuum the floor in the room. I will get my girlfriend to do it. Again, this guy did not listen to me. So when my girlfriend and I went up to the house in Northampton, I went to go and use the vacuum cleaner. The vacuum cleaner was full of paint on top of it. Now, my vacuum cleaner is a sacred appliance. Yeah, I respect my vacuum cleaner, and this guy just ruined it. So you know what? I went to Argos and said that it was faulty to get a brand new Hoover. Eventually, I got a brand new Hoover. And when I've gone to use it, I've discovered something. This is what happens when you Hoover a normal carpet. So when you Hoover carpet away from the walls, it's all fine. See that, yeah? Now look what happens when you Hoover carpet in the corners. The carpet lifts up because he didn't attach it to the spiky things properly. So you know what I've learned from that story? Some people are just cheap for a reason. Sometimes it's best to pay the professional tradesperson. Some of these people, they know what they're doing. They've got skills, but they're just incompetent. They're stupid. They don't know how to follow basic and simple instructions. Don't vacuum the floor because my girlfriend's going to vacuum it. The man goes and vacuums the floor and gets paint all over the vacuum cleaner. The man turns up the heating full blast, kills out the gas. The heating rises up and goes straight out the window. Serves no purpose. Tell the man, don't enter the house. Just post the keys through the front door. The man goes in the house and leaves the keys on the table. A man like that, to ever use a man like that again, I would have to be watching him like a hawk. The man would have to be under surveillance at all times because he's going to do something stupid. So I've just learned. Sometimes it's best to just pay the price for a professional tradesperson rather than get some cheap person because you can end up spending more money. Stay wise.